You're ready.
Welcome to Time Machine Mayhem. The shield generator from Infinite Recharge is rendered useless. The only way to save the first city is traveling back in time and gathering resources to change the shield generator. Before Infinite Recharge, a new invention was created. The Time Machine. People didn't pay much attention because they were distracted by the asteroids hurtling towards First City. Little did they know, this invention will save their city. Fast forward to Infinite Recharge. The robots finish powering up the shield generator with minutes to spare. But a malware virus caused the shield generator to be drained of all its energy, leaving First City defenseless.
For our development process, we started off with several different game ideas that we then combined into our final game. For example, the keys were originally from Deep Sea Dive, and the climate change was from Construction Mayhem. Finally, we chose Time Machine Mayhem because it was related to the years prior and how we'd all love to go back in time.
The asteroids destroyed most of the city, and the droids, except for emergency droids kept in remote warehouses. These droids are tasked to retrieve fuel rods from the past, so they must collect enough to travel back in time and collect extra from the depot for a head start in fueling the shield generator.
Before the match begins, each robot can preload up to 3 fuel rods. During autonomous, robots can move off the initiation line, scoring 5 points. Robots can also power their time machine with fuel rods they preloaded or ones from the depot, scoring 6 points in the high goal and 2 points in the low goal.
The depot is a large area in the center of the field and starts with 20 fuel rods that will be scattered randomly for robots to collect. Teams cannot go into the depot of the opposing alliance, but fuel rods outside the depot are fair game. The time machine is the main component for this game. Teams can take their fuel rods that they collected to their time machines, that they may insert them into a horizontal low goal in the wall or a smaller high goal above the time machine.
We wanted our autonomous to be friendly for rookie teams, but challenging for experienced teams. We achieved this goal by adding an initiation line, which allowed for rookie teams to easily gain points because they simply needed to move off the line in the beginning of the game. We also did this by allowing the fuel rods to go into the local in any orientation. In this process, we also had revisions of field elements such as the hopper, because our first design was having it located at the end of the depot, but after much thought, we decided it should be its own structure due to its importance in the game.
Once enough fuel rods are collected, robots will turn their hands on the time clock and go back in time. After they travel to the past, they go to the city and collect fuel rods from areas that weren't open in the future, the lab and the hopper. In order to save the city from impending doom, they need to collect enough fuel rods to power the shield generator.
During teleop, robots can continue to power their time machine by depositing fuel rods in the low goal for 1 point and the high goal for 3 points. Fuel rods can be obtained from various places: the depot, the human player station, aka the lab, and the hopper, which holds 10 fuel rods but must be unlocked with a key. To obtain the key, robots must pull a chain on the lab, which opens a door and releases the key. A robot can then insert the key into the hopper, causing all 10 fuel rods to be dispensed, scoring 7 points.
The human player station is used to feed additional fuel rods to teams. Any fuel rods scored by an opposing alliance can be collected by human players to be reintroduced to the field. These rods can be inserted either horizontally or straight through their corresponding slots. Additionally, human player stations hold additional special keys that can only be collected there. These keys may be put into the tray by human players, which robots can then release by pulling the connected chain, dropping the key. The hopper is located on the side of the field. It holds additional fuel rods for alliances to score in their time machines. To access the hoppers, teams must insert keys obtained from the human player stations, which in turn drops the fuel rods into play.
We decided we wanted to use chain in multiple spots because it not only allowed teams of all levels to interact with it, but also allowed teams to use the same mechanism multiple times. We located the chains at the time machine and the lab, which is also where we incorporated the keys.
A ping is sent from the future saying the robots need to get back ASAP, and what time they need to return to. All droids need to make sure they get inside the time machine or a paradox will occur. Leave no droids behind.
Robots can set their time clock twice. first to travel to the past and second to go back to the present. However, a team must power their time machine with 15 fuel rods to travel to the past. To travel back to the present, they must be in endgame and have scored an additional 25 fuel rods. Setting the clock scores 10 points each time and 1 raking point for setting it twice. Once endgame begins, robots can board their time machine by either climbing to score 15 points or parking below to score 5 points. An alliance will also score a ranking point provided that each robot has boarded the time machine, parked or climbed, and the alliance has scored 25 or more points.
Robots may spin the hand of the time wheel to set their desired time. And finally, the teams can board their time machines during endgame by climbing the chains located in the time machine or by parking underneath them.
For the time wheel, we decided it was going to be a spinner that was separated into 8 sections in 4 colors that would be randomly assigned during the game, and the robots would have to move the spinner to the color section assigned. To give teams options, we added LED lights around the time wheel along with reflective tape, which allows for teams to complete the task of locating the color and setting the spinner manually or autonomously.
The robots have to travel back to the present and place the alternate fuel source into the shield generator. First city is saved!